The main thing is, just the extension of the phase one, phase two, and I find that the mindfulness really comes in handy then with building like the emotional regulation and such. So a lot of what I like to do is I like to work with just two essential kind of skill set components of mindfulness. One is kind of like a see, hear, feel technique where we're working with this kind of interactive in real time meditation with the client and building kind of this awareness of moment by moment how attention is brought into the seeing component of thought, the hearing component of thought, or the somatic experience of emotion, and just tracking that experience and kind of developing more of this sense of being able to be aware of what's going on, cognitively and effectively, like in the body, and also having this sense of kind of touching upon it and then kind of resting into it. And I find that is a helpful primer, so when we actually get into doing the reprocessing, there's more of kind of this refined sensitivity. They're kind of front-loaded of kind of things to look for, even if it might be very subtle, still be able to validate it, recognize it, and be able to contact it and kind of sit with it in a way where there's, a degree of objectivity that they can kind of withstand it as well. So I find that that's very helpful. Also, another technique that I work with in phase two is what we call noting feeling states, where it's really kind of immersing the attention in the body and just observing moment by moment the different emotions as they arise, and how like one might morph into the other, how when one emotion might arise, it might kind of push out other emotions to the side, and just looking at regions of kind of solidity or flow, and then how that also relates to when we move into reprocessing, just how they're able to kind of contact and kind of sit with, hold, relate to the emotions that might arise too. I find it's also helpful on the back end in terms of being able to ground themselves and be able to kind of hold the session afterwards.
Cool. So I may or may not use this for this, but whenever I talk with a Dharma teacher or mindfulness person, I like to get there may not be a simple definition for you, but if a client asks you on the spot, what's Dharma? How do you explain it?
What is Dharma? Yeah, I guess that is the question, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's that sense of how to be able to see clearly what's taking place in reality in the world, and how it is that faculty of seeing can be clarified to give you that direct experience that isn't clouded over with delusion, that isn't being blocked by attempting to avoid the pain or just go after that which is interesting or pleasurable, but just to be able to have that ability to really clearly know this mind-body process and be able to just move forward with it. I like the phrase of striding through life like a colossus, not necessarily avoiding the pain or pursuing the pleasure, but just moving forward and kind of open to it all, open to all, holding on to none.
Going with that?
Yeah.